All right, so today on Culture of Excellence, I'm really excited about the NFL start, and I'm super excited about the New York Football Giants. Yes, I'm a New York Football Giant fan, so I'm super duper excited. We got a lot of new players from the draft, also from free agency. We got a lot of new pieces, a lot of new weapons. Our quarterback, yes, I say Daniel Jones is our franchise quarterback. He sure is. He's at fault in a few things, but mainly it's what's around him that's at fault. But, long story short, basically, I always look to see what's going on, especially, him coming from an ACL surgery. So, like, I'm always looking to see in camp what's going on, like as far as injuries go. I don't really care what, like, people think. Oh, I think they should do this, I think they should do that. And mainly what I look for personally is who is hurt, because that was a big major part last year. Our whole entire front line was just, injury prone. Basically, our Pro Bowl left tackle Andrews was hurt after the first drive on the first game, which was a nightmare versus the Cowboys. So, anyways, moving on forward from that. So, I was looking for any injuries. Obviously, there was no injuries. There was really nothing much to be talked about. And then I came across an article on the Giants page, and it took my eye right away because they were talking about the Giants should trade for Deshaun Watson. I'm like, Deshaun Watson. What did this come from? Because as you all know, as the entire world knows, the New York media is one of the most crucial. I mean, all they do is just poke at you. No matter what you do, no matter how great you are, if you bad, they let you know you bad. If you good, oh, you great, but you got to continue doing it. So yeah, it's a tough media to deal with, but many players have, many legends have, so it's not impossible, that's for certain. But anyways, I know the media loves taking on Daniel Jones. Sometimes I wonder, like, what did Daniel Jones do? Like, what did he really do? Like, did he affect you emotionally somewhere in your household? Like, what is it that everybody hates Daniel Jones? When I see media outlets talking about Daniel Jones, they always say, like, he should have never gotten paid. This is ridiculous. It's the biggest mistake the New York Football Giants have ever made. This should have never happened in the first place. The only issue with that is when you guys talk about Trevor Lawrence, for example, or Tua Tagovailoa, whatever, Tua, like, you guys seem to be happy for them, even though you don't agree that they got the contract that they got and they set the new market for the quarterbacks around the league. You say, I'm happy they got that money, but I wouldn't have done it. But when it comes to Daniel Jones, it's like, oh my God, that's the biggest mistake. He shouldn't even be in the NFL, which is cuckoo. And this is from, like, former players, which, like, we should be respecting what they got to say about the game since they played the game. Yeah, it's kind of awkward. It's kind of weird, the way they feel about Daniel Jones. But sometimes when you hate it the most, that means that you're doing really well. So keep it up, Danny. Let's go. But anyway, so I've seen this, obviously caught my eye, Deshaun Watson. I'm like, is this even like a real thing? This is the media talking. Like, you would think that the media is neutral. You would think that the media would give you a neutral look into whatever the situation may be. But what I found, and even on the political, sports, anything, the media is really speaking off emotions. It's how they feel about you. It's not really about what's happening, the facts, or any of that. It's all about your emotions. So let's see. It says it's Jeff Lang from USA Today Network. Let's see what he got to say. With the NFL season comes prediction and bold takes. Yeah, prediction and bold takes. Just like what I said, it's all off emotion and what they think they should do. I mean, like, you not getting paid for that job, so why you even talking about it? You know what I mean? Like, who are you to be knowing what player the New York Football Giants or any team across the league should get or should pay, how much they should pay him? Like, who are you? Like, what are you talking about? Anyways, moving on from that. With the NFL offseason comes prediction and bold takes, very bold. That specifically happens with trades that could happen before the season or the deadline. With that in mind, Deshaun Watson becomes an intriguing trade option, and if he's traded, it will be
to the New York Giants.
Let's give him a minute real quick. Let's digest that. What's intriguing about Deshaun Watson? What has he shown? What has he, besides the off the field? I mean, can you imagine what he has gone through off the field to come to New York with that media? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, what are you even talking about? But anyways, let's continue his fantasy. Things haven't exactly worked out for Deshaun Watson. Things haven't exactly worked out for him. So we're going to go ahead and bring him to last year's worst offensive line play, second in history of the NFL. That's where we're going to bring Deshaun Watson. That hasn't worked out in the Cleveland Browns team. You kidding me? They went without a quarterback, So anyways, moving on from that. Things haven't exactly worked out for Deshaun Watson since being traded to the Cleveland Browns, leading to their offense staying stagnant and not being able to get to where they can be. Cleveland needs a reset, and that starts with trading Watson. Okay, well, one thing for sure, he's very expensive. At first, he was suspended and then came back, got hurt, and then his backups was playing better than him. So, yeah, it hasn't worked out for the Cleveland Browns, unfortunately. And the quarterback they let go that was supposed to be their promised future, which was Baker Mayfield, he ended up going to Tampa, and he got a new deal over there. Not a crazy deal, but it's a deal, So anyways, for more content, after this, I don't think there will be any more content from you, all right? Because I already can see where you're going with this. The New York Giants are in a spot where they need to have a successful season, as Brian Daboll could be on the hot seat. Could be on the hot seat. That's what you think. That's not what the organization, the New York Football Giants organization, thinks. That's what you think. He might or could be on the hot seat. But who are you, Jeff? Who are you? Anyways, could be on the hot seat. Same with the rest of the coaching staff. Since giving Daniel Jones his extension, he has not lived up to the expectation and has held the Giants back on offense. I'm going to be totally honest with you. From the way you talking, I don't think you have ever watched a New York Giants game. I don't think you have ever watched Daniel Jones play. And you definitely did not see last year how he unfolded. Okay? Let me explain something to you. The offensive line was one of the worst offensive lines in the history of football, history of the NFL, the second worst. Like scratching, like inch away from being number one worst offensive line play ever. The worst in history. He hasn't lived up to his expectation. Let me tell you, the only thing I throw that like I had to scratch my head was the game versus Seattle, right? Where we was going downfield. There was only one big issue, and he threw a crazy interception. Daniel Jones did a crazy interception. He should have never thrown that. That's for certain. But nobody is in the body of Daniel Jones, because if you was in his body and you would have felt those hits that because he's obviously a tough cookie, he won't give up. And even if he is on one leg or one toe or on air, it doesn't matter. The man just wants to play no matter what. He wants to help his team out. He got smashed so hard before he threw that interception that I bet you he was seeing doubles. But he's not the type to complain because he's in a culture of excellence. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I forgive him for that interception because the team wasn't going anywhere. We was getting demolished left and right. There was nothing that could have saved us. Second string, third string, anything that would have came afterwards would have absolutely been obliterated. You know, we had practice squad members. We had people off the couch like Justin Pug. Like, come on, like, what are you talking about? Hasn't lived up to his expectation. The guy had an ACL after 6 games. What are you talking about? Lived up to the expectations? Like, what is the expectations? Because obviously, according to the media, there wasn't much of an expectation. So him getting on the field in the first place is an expectation met. So what are you talking about? But anyways, let's continue. They can't afford the time to see if he can fully develop into their franchise quarterback or not, making it essential to trade for a better quarterback. A better quarterback? If you had a proven quarterback that you could trade, 100% we would have did that. But you talking about Deshaun Watson? What are you talking about? What are you saying? Anyways, like, it feels like you're trying to sell me Deshaun Watson. You're trying to sell the Giants Deshaun Watson. Like, oh my God, he might change everything. It's not about the quarterback. It's about him having weapons and having people protecting him so he can get a second to throw the ball. If he doesn't get a second to throw the ball, nobody's going to look good. Nobody. And behind that offensive line, the second worst in the NFL history, nobody would have looked great in there. And I don't care what you say. Put somebody behind there. Tua wouldn't have lasted the 1 game, you know? Somebody like Josh Allen could have lasted because he's a big boy. He could take a few hits, but you can only take so many. We all humans, you know? So... and making it essential to trade for a better quarterback. Yeah, Deshaun Watson has definitely proven that. While Watson was like, listen to him contradict himself literally in the next sentence. While Watson has not lived up to the expectation of the level of play he did in Houston, he's still talented quarterback. Is he? Because you're trying to tell me that the Browns team is not a good team? I mean, they win without a quarterback. What are you talking about? They're an elite team. If you can't win with them, you can't win with anybody. You don't stand a chance with anybody else, especially with a sloppy team like the New York Giants were last year. At least on the offensive side, they started stepping up their game defensively, but still, like, a lot of injuries, a lot of things going on in there that, like, people are not looking into before they start talking like Jeff over here. But anyways, moving on. He's still a talented quarterback. Over his career, he has 16,756 yards and 118 touchdowns, but only 45 interceptions. Imagine that. 118 touchdowns with only 45 interceptions. Watson, in the right system, can lead an offense, and with an offensive mind like Dable, he can get the most out of Watson. So you're trying to tell me Cleveland Browns couldn't get the most out of him? But they could get the most out of the backup quarterbacks they had? Come on, y'all. Not to mention, the offensive coordinator for the Texans in 2019 and 2020, some of Watson's best years, is now the tight ends coach for New York, leading to an instant connection. Sold. Let's go, Watson. Get your off the field luggage. Come to New York. Come on, we appreciate people like you. For the Giants, they need a proven quarterback. And that was Watson at one point. Yeah, a long point ago. Like, way over there. That point is so far away, you don't even see the point anymore. Come on. For the Browns, this gives them the chance to rebuild their offense and get the right quarterback in there. So you're not talking about trading for Danny Dimes, right? You're talking about them just trading Watson. Hopefully somebody will pick up his big price tag. And, you know, hopefully the Giants are stupid enough to do that. You know, so we're going to let go of Barkley and get Watson up in here. What are you talking about? We can't live off Houston. Look at what the rookie quarterback is doing in Houston, CJ Stroud. Look what he's doing. Why would the Texans let go of a great quarterback? He obviously has off-field luggage with him. That's the reason why. Anyways, oh, it's not even Jeff. Is it Jeff? I don't know. I thought it was Jeff. Oh, so that was it. So, ladies and gentlemen, basically, oh, I'm sorry, Jeff. It was never you who wrote it. Jeff actually took this picture. USA Today Network. This is by Marissa Myers. Wow. I'm sorry. Yeah, I take that back. You see, because this is where I started at. Okay. So, Marissa Myers. Marissa, we need to get this together, okay? We need to get our media together. We need to get ourselves together. We can't do this anymore. What you did right here was one of the most pathetic negotiations of all times in the NFL. Just absolutely pathetic. You trying to sell me a player that has proven the point on a whole nother team years ago and hasn't done anything with his new team where he got his new deal. Marissa, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. Don't work off feelings. Don't try to sell us some bull crap. You know what I mean? Like just stop that. Just please just stop that. It's just so unnecessary. You could have talked about maybe an injury within the Browns or the New York Giants or any team really. Like talk about like actual stuff, like not fantasies like the New York Giants are gonna take Deshaun Watson. What is this? This is not media. This is the worst salesman of all times. Of all times. My goodness. Anyways, we just got done listening to Marissa. I know I wasted your time. I know I wasted my time. But I'm really tired when I look for New York Giants news to be finding something like this, you know, where I look into it, I'm like, what, did Brian Dable say something? Did Joe Schoen say something? What's going on here? You know, like, no, neither one of those happened. And it was just, you know, simply a proposal from a random reporter. So please, reporters around the world, I know you're not going to see my videos yet, but you will in the future. Please get your facts straight, okay? Let's give the people facts. We're tired of your feelings. We don't care about your emotions and feelings. If it's a player reporting and he shares his feelings, I can take that for sports or that particular sport 100%. What you NFL player, of course, a former NFL pro, I will listen to you. I want to know how you felt during games and what made you tick and what didn't make you tick. I want to know that. But that's from experience. You reporters, you haven't experienced the NFL gameplay. So you guys don't talk like you know something. Okay? Go get your facts, report the facts. Stop with the emotions. All journalists around the world, stop with the emotions, stop with the propaganda, stop with the narratives, and start giving the people the facts. Because at Culture Excellence, that's exactly what we do. So I am King Bro, giving you facts, people. Until next time, be your best, do your best. Culture of Excellence. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Had to add that real quick. But definitely do your best, be your best every day, no matter what. Culture of Excellence. Like, subscribe, share, tell everybody. Until next time.